Yep, you know what time it is, man. This is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. So what up to him, man?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Most definitely. You are now tuned into our prediction show, man. The fight is in 24 hours, well, about 28 hours away from the fight, depending on the time. All these preliminaries get out the way. The fight is on ESPN pay-per-view. Pretty good card for Top Rank. I will give them their props on this card. It's not a bad card per se. For their price range, the price range is not outrageous. I will say their price point is a lot more understandable than it was from PBC.
What's the price?
I think it's $50. It's either $50 or $60 if I'm not mistaken. It's a lot better than paying $85 like we paid for the Tank Davis versus Brian Garcia fight. So it's a great price point for this fight. Like I said, it's on ESPN. So hopefully the telecast is pretty good. We know what to expect for the announcers. It's going to be Tim Bradley and Andre Ward and the boys. So it's going to be a pretty good telecast, I hope. But yeah, it's fight time, man. Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, man, is here. The weigh-in is done. Both fighters made weight. A little bit of push at the end. We're going to talk about that in this video to see what my boy Bond think about that. And, man, we ready to break this fight down, man. Are you finally as excited as I am now? Because I'm overly excited now. Are you finally at that point now where you just, like, got sweaty palms and itchy fingers right now because you ready to watch this fight tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve, man. Like,
Facts.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the fight tomorrow. Like I said, this is so far the biggest fight of the year to me. The second biggest fight of the year, I probably will pick Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, and then maybe Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia at number 3 as the 3 biggest fights. So to me, so far this year, I think this is the biggest fight of the year. I think it's highly competitive. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Whatever way you lean, it's you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of question marks that's gonna be answered tomorrow. So I'm just curious, man, because honestly, when we get ready to make this prediction day, I'm making this prediction, and I am not confident in my prediction at all, which is great for boxing. And these are kind of match-making fights we want. The fights that you really don't feel confident about. You really don't know who's going to win the fight. So I'm really excited about tomorrow night.
I'm beyond excited. I've been watching film for the last pretty much 4 or 5 days straight. All I've been watching was Devin Haney fights and Lomachenko fights. I even went back. My film study was so in-depth this time. I actually watched the Norez fights before they fought Norez, just to see how the Norez game plan was coming from there. That's how deep my film study was for this fight. Man, it's a hard fight for me to pick. I'm not gonna lie. Even at this moment right now, on the production video, making the prediction video right now, I am still on the fence. I'm not gonna lie. The more we talk about it, the more I go back and forth. The push. We're gonna talk about the push now. But after the post-fight, the post-weigh-in push. That kind of changed my opinion a little bit. I want to see if it changed your opinion, and if it did change your opinion, which way did it sway it? Did it sway it towards more Lomachenko, or did it sway it more towards Devin Haney?
The push, I feel like it gave Lomachenko more of an advantage as far as like if I was leaning towards one fighter, and Lomachenko made me want to pick Lomachenko more. I put it that way because that was not in Devin Haney's character to do something like that. The only thing I can think of is, and I give him this, maybe, just maybe, he's trying to sell the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a pay-per-view fight. Lomachenko, I will say, has been horrible with trying to promote this fight. I have seen Devin Haney on every podcast. I mean, every huge podcast is out right now. He's been on ESPN. He's been on Brandon Marshall and them show. He's been on the show with LeBron James, homeboy show. He's been around trying to get this fight to the public for them to come see it. So maybe he was just adding a little bit more, a little bit more fire to get people excited about the fight by pushing him to try to sell a couple more tickets, a couple more pay-per-views, maybe. But if it wasn't because of that, I do not like the move. It's almost like he's second guessing himself. Like, cause he keeps saying, "I'm stronger. I'm a bully. I'm gonna come forth." And he's banking on him just being a bigger man to me rather than his skills, and I don't like that. So the push overall, I'm not a fan of it. As far as if I was leaning towards Devin Haney, this does not make me more confident in picking him for this fight.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. He seems to be losing his cool. I don't know. It's because of like you said, maybe he's trying to sell the fights, or it's because the pressure is getting to him. This is his biggest fight, hands down. Lomachenko been here before. He done had big fights against Gary Russell and Nicholas Waters. You know, he's been in championship fights for a while. His very second fight fighting professional was a championship fight. He lost it, but it was still a championship fight. So I think it's the pressure getting to Haney a little bit. He said after pushing him after the interview, he said that he's been waiting 4 years for this. So it could be one of those things where you've been waiting so long for something that is right there now. You got the chance to touch it. That it's here, that you can have so much built animosity for somebody that you can go ahead and forget about what your game plan is. Or worst case scenario, forget who you fighting. You go ahead and do something out of character, like go ahead and try to knock out Lomachenko and wind up getting hurt and knocked out yourself. Because like we said in our previous show, Devin Haney is known to be a not a heavy puncher per se. But Lomachenko don't have a good pop on his punch. Speaking of not being a heavy puncher, Lomachenko kind of said in his interview after the weigh-in, kind of said that he's 100% confident now, that he doesn't have no type of worry no more after that push. He said that he felt the power, and it was nothing at all. He said he's not worried about nothing at all. He even went to talked about how Devin Haney's press tour been pretty much trying to call him out for being a quote-unquote dirty fighter. And saying that the only reason why he's saying that is because he's afraid to get in the inside with Lomachenko. So he's trying to make trying to throw a little tip out there, trying to say, don't be a dirty fighter in there, trying to throw a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for, like a little wrinkle in the game, and try to get Lomachenko to get off his game by not trying to be quote unquote dirty and try to fight more of mind games, trying to get him to play more of a Haney type fight instead of being like himself. So like I said, Lomachenko feel confident, and like you said about Haney in the push, how did that make you feel about his confidence? Did that sway? Does it make it harder for you to pick a Haney to win, even though he's the favorite in this fight, or didn't change your opinion at all when it comes to Lomachenko and his chances?
It makes it harder for me to pick Devin Haney because, like I said, this is not his character. I never seen him act like this, and I think he's dependent on something he's never depended on before. He's never depended on his power and strength, and he seems to be too confident in that, to the point that what happens if you can't muscle Lomachenko, or you can't push him around, or you realize he's a little bit more powerful than you thought he is, then what you gonna do? You gonna try to stick behind your jab and run around the ring all night with a guy that can move his feet like Lomachenko? Because at some point in this fight, he's gonna have to fight it inside. We'll talk about it a little bit more, but that's one of the main factors in this fight is the inside fighting. I'm curious how Devin Haney is gonna handle the inside fighting and the tactics that Lomachenko gonna do while they're inside. Well, without just holding the whole fight. But I think if you hold too much, they're gonna try to penalize him, because I think the Lomachenko team is already hinted at him doing a lot of clinching. So he may not be able to do that every time he get inside.
Yeah, man, I'm ready for this fight, man. I cannot put into words how anxious I am for this fight. So what's the fight odds for this fight, man? Like I already hinted at Devin Haney being the favorite, but this might be a fight where you might want to put a little bit of money on the underdog, man. This is what you call a live underdog. Ladies and gentlemen, this is most definitely the closest of a fight you can possibly get. And Lomachenko is by no means a bad bet. So with that being said, man, what's those fight odds, man, and how you betting if you were a betting man in this fight?
I mean, man, honestly, it's kind of hard to bet on Devin Haney. I'm not gonna lie. He is the favorite in this fight, and if you bet on Devin Haney, you almost betting on straight up money, because I think most people that bet on Devin Haney will probably pick him for a decision. If you pick him for a decision, Devin Haney is minus 175, and what that means is you will have to bet $175 to win $100 just to pick Devin Haney for a decision. Now, if you think Devin Haney is talking the talk, he gonna walk the walk, and you think he actually got a chance to stop him, you can make really good money off Devin Haney. And it's very tempting to put a little money on him, because you get 7.5 times your money if Devin Haney can stop Lomachenko. Now, Lomachenko, if you just pick Lomachenko to win, you get 2.5 times your money, which that means that if you put $100 on Lomachenko, you get around $250. If you pick him to stop him, it's gonna be about the same thing, about 7.5 times your money. If you pick Lomachenko for a decision, it'll be almost 4 times your money. So it seems like if you want to be a betting man and you want to make some money, you probably gonna have to go with Lomachenko or Devin Haney for a stoppage. Or if you want to bet Devin Haney straight up, you're gonna have to bet some big bucks to get some big money back.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see Devin Haney going for the stoppage. If he does, it's gonna be a lot of whoever put that money down gonna be a very rich person. I'm not gonna lie, Because I don't see a lot of people betting
I
that
will
way.
say this though, and this might be a popular pick for people. A draw. So I mean, this fight sets up for a draw. You know what I'm saying? I won't pick a draw for the win because I feel that's just a easy way to get out. So I won't pick a draw for this fight. But if you really believe this fight could be a draw, it's 16 times your money. So if you throw $100 on a draw, you can win $1,600. So I may just throw maybe $20 on a draw. Because like I said, $20 on the draw is probably 300 and some change if it hits. So I might just throw a couple dollars on the draw to see what happens.
Yeah, it's not a bad bet either. Like you said, I throw a good little dub on that and get some of that money back for that. Man, this fight is that close, man. Like you said, it's even though Haney's a large favorite, it seemed like it got a little closer. Cause I think last time I looked, which was last night, he was like plus 250 or plus 275. So you said that dropped down to 175 now?
No, that's just for a decision. Man, if you pick Devin Haney straight up, it's negative 280. So it's almost so it's almost 3-1 if you take Devin Haney. So yeah, you would have to bet. You bet $100. I mean, you bet $300. You want to make $120.
Yeah. This is a fight. Like I said, this is a fight I will most definitely put my money on Lomachenko only because of him being a live underdog, and like you said, it costs so much money. And I don't have a large faith in Haney getting a knockout, which we're gonna talk about that in our prediction, which is right now. How do you see this fight going, man? What is some of the weaknesses you see with Lomachenko going to take advantage of Devin Haney, and vice versa? What are some of the weaknesses you see that Devin Haney going to take advantage of on Lomachenko?
I think Devin Haney's main weakness for me that I'm a little concerned about his inside fighting. I don't think he haven't showed me. Maybe he can. I never seen him really bite down and pick combinations on the inside and throw a couple shots to the body and then go to the head. He normally Devin Haney's style is a 1-2 with a clinch, or maybe one body shot and a hold. I never seen him really work inside without holding. And I think in this fight he's gonna have to fight inside with Lomachenko at some point. So I'm a little worried about his inside fighting because I know that Lomachenko is a great inside fighter and he's good at turning people and working the inside. And if Devin Haney can't adjust to that, he could be in a lot of trouble. I think Lomachenko's biggest weakness is his attributes in his side. I think that he's undersized for the weight class. If you look at the weigh-in, he's a smaller guy. He's a shorter guy. He has a shorter reach. And like I said, he's not a natural 135 pounder to me. So even though Devin Haney has been leaning too much on that, it is some truth behind it that he is the bigger guy. Now, I don't know if he is the more powerful guy as far as punching power, because we always tell you punching power and physical strength is two different things. So, you know what I'm saying? Devin Haney might be stronger. He might be able to lock up Lomachenko and push him around and muscle him. But then when it comes to punching power, Devin Haney may realize, oh shit, he hit harder than me. He hit harder than I thought he was, so he do. So I'm curious to see how that works out. But if I had to take a weakness, I would say the size for Lomachenko, and for Devin Haney, it's the inside fight.
All right, since you know the weaknesses, I'm gonna knock out the strengths for both fighters for time's sake. For the strengths for both fighters I see is kind of the opposite of what you said, the opposite side of that coin. Strengths for Devin Haney will, of course, be his size, his reach, his youth is a big thing for me. Him being younger and in the beginning of his prime, him not knowing how to lose, him being wholeheartedly confident. It's a difference between being confident and being wholeheartedly in your mind, your body, and your soul without a doubt that you are the man. And I think Devin Haney has it in him right now. It's without a shadow of a doubt. He feels he's number one pound for pound fighter in the world, and that he's really gonna go ahead and bully Lomachenko. And the strength for Lomachenko, I see him just being having better footwork, better inside, like you said. I think Devin Haney and him and his team, I think they are sleeping on. No, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say they're sleeping on it. They are aware of it. They are strongly aware of it because they call it dirty fighting. They are aware of how Lomachenko fight and how he is on the inside. Whenever Devin Haney go in there for a clinch, because he's going to try to clinch a lot in this fight. Whenever he try to go for that clinch, he is aware that it's going to get rough. That is how Lomachenko fight. Devin Haney, they call it dirty. They call it dirty fighting. To me, it's dirty boxing. It's a difference between dirty fighting and dirty boxing. Dirty fighting is when you're doing headbutts. You're doing a whole bunch of illegal shit per se. Dirty boxing is when you kind of do things that bend the rules, not break the rules. So it's all legal, it's all fair, and that it's a fight at the end of the day. This is not just a sport, it's a fight. That's what people say all the time. You play basketball, you play football, you don't play boxing. Because of that rule alone is you in a fight, you have to do whatever it takes to win the fight. With that being said, I think Haney and his team are completely aware of that weakness and completely aware of that strength of Lomachenko. And they are, I ain't gonna say they're scared of it. I'm pretty sure they have a game plan to nullify it. But they know that if Lomachenko has his way and all else fails, pretty much, I'm gonna say this. Pretty much, if their game plan is to go in here and just outbox and clinch with Lomachenko to tire him out and drag him to the later rounds because he's an older man, hoping that he fades, I think that's the wrong game plan to have in this fight. I also think that if he feels like he's going to be another Lopez situation where he's going to bully Lomachenko early and get Lomachenko uncomfortable, and then Lomachenko come on late like he did against Lopez, I think that's the wrong game plan. I think Haney's not Lopez. I said that Haney's not Lopez, but Lomachenko also, I feel, is more up for this fight than he was for the Lopez fight. What you think about that? And what's your prediction for this fight? How you see this fight going? And how confident are you in your pick in this fight?
I agree with everything you pretty much just said. I think we're on the same page in this fight. That's why we both are on the edge to who we want to pick. I'm not confident in this pick at all. I was going to make a bet, and I was kind of going heavy. And I kind of changed my mind on going heavy because I was leaning heavy on Devin Haney, and I knew I had to put up some big money to win because Devin Haney wanted me some big money on Kambosos. Like, I bet thousands of dollars on him because I knew he would beat Kambosos, and I got back a good amount of money, especially the first fight because it was almost even. But this fight, I don't know. Maybe I changed my mind. I looked at some stuff in the morning. But as far as my prediction, man, I think Lomachenko is going to put pressure on Devin Haney early because I think that Devin Haney think he's going to try to steal those rounds with the jab and try to get out the early lead. But I think that Lomachenko is going to have fire under him. And I think he's going to come out and he might even shell shock Devin Haney a little bit the first couple rounds. I think Devin Haney would get his feet on about the third round, and I think maybe from third to about the seventh round, he'll be in control of the fight. And I think he'll be up by a round, maybe two, going to the 7th or 8th round. But then I think in that 8th, the 10th round, I think that Lomachenko gonna take back over again. I think that the inside fighting is gonna start to give Devin Haney trouble. I think he's gonna start to get warnings from the referee about holding too much. I think he's gonna stop holding, and then Lomachenko gonna start getting off. And I think Devin Haney is going to have a moment where he needs his career where he's going to have to bite down and be a dog. And because I think that he does have that grit and dog in him, I think those later rounds, those championship rounds, 10th, 11th, and 12th, he's going to be a dog and he's going to bite down and he's going to fight back. And he's going to prove to people that even though he might not have knockout power, he got enough power for you to respect him and he got enough grit and enough dog to get the job done. So I think he's going to win on the cards. I would say 7-5 in a close fight. That's why I said in this fight, man, I can see a draw. I think at the end of the fight, I think it's gonna be close enough where depending on who you favor, if the other fighter wins, you're gonna say it was a robbery. If Lomachenko wins, you're gonna say Devin Haney got robbed. If Devin Haney wins, people gonna say Lomachenko got robbed. But I can see a draw. So I mean, people out there again, 16-1. If you want to go to draw, but I'm gonna take Devin Haney, man, for a real close fight. That he gonna come on in those late rounds. He gonna stay behind his jab. He gonna put a couple 1-2s together to stop Lomachenko in this track. He gonna win 10, 11, and 12, and he gonna win on the card 7-5, 8-4 at the most. But I say 7-5.
Yeah, even right now in this moment, I'm still on the fence, man. I still be going back and forth in my mind who I'm gonna pick. To be honest, this is really, really a tough fight to pick, only because of Devin Haney's lack of experience, quote unquote, and Lomachenko's recent experience. Like Lomachenko has the pedigree, he has the experience when it comes to the level of fights. Like I said in that previous video, he fought the Gary Russells, he fought the Nicholas Walterses, he fought a lot of big names. So I think he will wake up for this fight, kind of how you said. I think he understands the stigma that's on him as well when it comes to him not coming out early against Lopez. He got a little afraid. People say he was scared of Lopez's power and made him a little shell shock. But I'll say this is why a lot of people are confusing themselves at, because they thinking, like I said earlier, they're thinking that Devin Haney is Lopez. Lopez has more pop than Devin Haney. So Lopez got that respect from Lomachenko early in the fight. And once Lomachenko got ready and got settled in that power, he turned on late. And if I remember correctly, I gave Lopez like a 1 point difference. It was a close ass fight. That meant Lomachenko was coming on late. So that showed his stamina. That showed that he still has great stamina at this age. It shows that he has the ability to, like you said, bite down and stand with his game plan. We have yet to see that from Devin Haney yet. The last time we seen Devin Haney in a crucial moment, it was when he got checked by Linares. And when he got checked by Linares, he held and ran for the last 2 rounds of the fight. So I'm very, very curious to see, because he's going to get hit. It's going to be a lot of infighting. It's going to be a lot of dirty moves on the inside. I'm curious to see. Huh?
I think he'll get hurt at some point in the fight.
I think he's going to get hurt at some point. So I'm curious to see when he has the same effect that when he got caught by Linares, will he try to clench and hold and move around the ring to avoid getting hit again? Or will he have the same energy he has right now, which is, I'm going to throw punches and go ahead and show that I'm the best? Because if he does the latter, if he go ahead and try to throw and match punch for punch with Lomachenko, it's going to be I did a lot of film study, bro. Devin Haney has a really, really tough time sometimes when it comes to fighting his height and his reach. He has a real bad habit of, coming in too close and crowding himself. And when he does that, he has a habit of then wanting to clinch when he's there. That will fall into Lomachenko's hands. And since I don't want to do no fallout and say I'm picking Lomachenko because you're picking Devin Haney, because that's a cop out. I'm gonna stand strong on my pick. My heart is with Devin Haney. Don't get it twisted. My heart is with Devin Haney. I want the young boy to go out here and win. I'm not gonna lie. That is who I want to win. Who I think was gonna win, only because of how I think politics will work if it's a close fight. How you said earlier, if it's a 75 66 round, 66 fight, tie fight. Politics call for them to get their fight to Lomachenko. Politics calls for that. With that being said, I'm picking Lomachenko to win by a close fight. I think that if he hurts Devin Haney in this fight and Devin Haney gets on his bicycle, it's going to make him look bad. And the judges are going to get those rounds to Lomachenko this time. And that's why I think it's going to be a difference in this fight. I think he's going to wind up, he might want, like you said, he might wind up getting hurt, and then he might wind up being defensive for a round or two. And those 1 or 2 rounds that he being defensive might be the rounds that swing the whole entire fight. So that's why I'm picking Lomachenko. This is a very hard fight to pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie. Even making the pick right then, I'm still not sure of myself. I'm pretty sure you had that same effect when you picked. You wasn't 100% sure either. But that's what we want as fight fans. We want really hard to pick fights, man. That's what we love the sport for. We love the sport for these type of fights. And anything less than this, I think why we're so nervous about this fight is because we're not used to getting fights this close. Well, we are not used to not knowing who's going to win a fight. We forgot what that feeling was like. I think this fight brings back that feeling, and I'm enjoying it, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually enjoying it. Are you got anything you want to add to this video? This prediction video?
I think we covered it all. Just everybody stay tuned for Pop-Live Raw review right after the fight is over on Saturday night or Sunday morning.
Most definitely. I look forward to watching this fight, man. But with that being said, man, this is most definitely your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chan Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
All right, everybody, please hit the like button so more people can see the video. Comment, tell us what you think. Notifications so you know when we drop a video. And subscribe so we can get to 1,000 subs. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace, and love, and we out of here. Take care.